Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. This for you guys is a Pokemon video. I haven't done a Pokemon video in quite a long time, and I figured, you know what, I've been watching the TV show, the original stuff, the Indigo League or whatever, and I'm like, hey, you know what, I'm going to watch the original Pokemon movie, Pokemon the first movie. So this is the DVD I did. So, look, I think this movie came out in '98, the year I was born. I didn't, of course, see it when I was born, but, you know, I saw it when I was a kid, and, you know, I watched it as a teen, and I watched it as an adult. Pokemon, the franchise itself, it's for all ages, right? The games, the anime, the movies, everything. It's for kids, teens, and adults. It's for everyone. So this is a really great thing to watch as an adult. And so jacked up, I don't even have the cover. And the disc is literally scratched to shite, but you know what? Whatever. It actually worked. But you know, upon rewatching this film, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to watch it for fun, and you know, see what happens. But upon watching it, I'm like, I gotta frickin' review this for YouTube, you know? I don't think I've ever reviewed a Pokemon film that wasn't Detective Pikachu. And of course, you know, that is the best one, but in terms of the anime, in terms of the animation, this is definitely, I think, the best. You know, and I've seen, as a kid, you know, the whole shebang. I've seen a lot of Pokemon movies, and this is probably my favorite. I really liked it, and you know, upon watching it as a kid, it's like, oh, you know, Mewtwo's bad, Mew's good, they're fighting, and it's bad, fighting's bad. But watching it now, there's like 15 or 20 different effing morals and values. I mean, you know, the one is like how Mewtwo kind of realizes that, you know, there kind of comes to the conclusion that, you know, because he was born a slave to humans, he then kind of, that's all he knows, you know, that's all he kind of, you know, sees the world as, so he takes that out on other Pokemon and other people, and then of course in the end he kind of realizes that, you know, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. Mew is kind of, you know, the center of good, right? The angel. Mewtwo's more like the devil. You get, you know, of course, you know, the easy plot of Ash, Misty, and Brock kind of, you know, going to this Pokemon Island to fight a master, which turns out it's Mewtwo. So that's the, you know, that's the basic plot. But then you, like I said, you have the Mewtwo stuff, you have the Mew stuff. You have this other element where, you know, Nurse Joy says, you know, Pokemon aren't meant to fight, not like this, which is really neat. One of my favorite lines in pretty much all of Pokemon, because, you know, when the Pokemon are fighting, you know, you're looking at it and you're like, okay, they're meant to be fighting, but then when they're bitch slapping each other and they're, you know, just punching and kicking and doing these cool moves, you know, it's a different type of fighting, you know what I mean? Like, when Pokemon fight, they don't fight out of hatred, it's more like a sport, you know what I mean? And I say that in the best of ways, you know, kind of like boxing, you know? Like, when you're boxing someone, you're not trying to brutally, savagely murder them, you know? You're not committing murder, you're doing a sport. And yes, it's violent, you're fighting, but it's a sport. And that's kind of the same thing what they're going here, you know? Pokemon fight because it's fun. And yeah, they get beat up and jacked up, you know, they get healed. This is more like they're just fighting to fight because of the hatred. You have these other elements where, you know, Ash is kind of like the human, and he's trying to kind of intervene with the different Pokemon. Mewtwo realizes this, and look, there's so many more elements here that I didn't even realize, you know, like Meowth, you know, he's meeting a clone of himself, and the clone is saying, oh, you know, just because we're born different doesn't mean we have to be enemies, you know, and that's a really good saying for kids and adults, you know. It's just because you're different doesn't mean you're inherently bad, you know, and I think that is unless you are actually bad, but, you know, it's just like you're not, you know, you know, I don't know, I don't want to get any weird woke allegories, because I'm not woke, but let me just revolve around Pokemon, you know, Mewtwo and Mew, right, they're different, and they're fighting, but they're not supposed to, and they shouldn't, you know. So by the end of the film, Mewtwo kind of realizes that, hey, this is pretty effed up. I'm going to go kind of, and from Ash's, you know, sacrifice of literally him turning to stone because of the 2 power blasts, you kind of see that, you know, this is, Mewtwo's like, hey, this isn't the way to do this. This is not the, you know, the right way to live, the right way to carry out living. So I'm going to go and, you know, try to do what Ash did, and, you know, show more love, show more compassion to, you know, the other Pokemon, and of course he stops the storm. He stops basically a freaking genocide of Pokemon and people. And this movie effing blew me away. It really did. I mean, take away that. I mean, the animation's good, you know, just like the show. The voice acting's good. You know, there's with any anime, you know, you're going to get things that are different from normal Western anime, or, you know, animation. You know, so comparing Pokemon, I don't know, Ninjago, regular show, SpongeBob, you know. There's certain elements in this where, you know, they're going, no, or there's 1 or 2 cheesy lines, or, you know, there's one scene where Ash just, you know, there's a few characters, they look at the screen and they just go, ugh, or you know, and I get what they're doing. It's dramatic. It's you know, it's just how anime is made. But you know, some of that can be a little bit corny and cheesy, but nothing that draws me over the edge. Nothing that makes me want to turn it off or go, oh, that sucked. You know. But like I said, man, the animation, the story, really the plot here is what is so effing good. Because, you know, Pokemon, the plot in general is pretty, you know, smart and pretty good. It's just, you know, Ash and his buddies are just kind of trying to capture Pokemon, become better, and just become a master. But this is more or less kind of, you know, like an existential crisis of Pokemon. You know, it's very much them going, look, you know, maybe we should do this, maybe we shouldn't do that, maybe it's good to do this, maybe it's not good to do this. And then the music is great. I think the opening, I guess, opening title cards, opening title credits, timed very well with the Pokemon theme song. I think that's really good, entertaining scene. You know, I think they struck a really good balance between the Mewtwo segments, which are very well written, very dramatic, very mature, and then you get the more, not kid-friendly, or not kiddie, but, you know, more Pokemon stuff. You know, they're training and they're having fun, and it's a good time. And they really do marry those two things pretty freaking good, I think. And going with that, the Mewtwo story is awesome. I mean, you know, not only is he probably the most powerful Pokemon, and, you know, there's like effing 900,000 of these things. I used to know them all. I stopped. I still have the same love for Pokemon. You know, I don't have time to memorize all that. You know, I got time to memorize stuff for college and Star Wars and all these other stuff, but Pokemon, it's where I draw the freaking line. I got a book. Okay, I'll just look at my book. I'm not going to go memorize a million names. But I do think that, you know, having all these different Pokemon is really cool. Having Mewtwo kind of trying to, you know, take advantage of the Pokemon is really neat. And the plot is just, that's what drives this film. It's the plot. It's so freaking good. So, like The Last Jedi, there's so many, which is my favorite film, there's so many different, you know, morals and lessons and themes that I kind of forgot about. You know, I just thought, okay, Mewtwo's bad and Mew is good. But there's a lot of gray area in that, kind of like DJ and The Last Jedi, and you kind of see that there's a different kind of like a pole of unique and varying forces at play here, and it's freaking nuts. You know, for a Pokemon movie that's like 100 minutes, they do a lot, and I think it's really good to have, again, that balance of you know, serious Mewtwo and good action scenes, but some of the music is great, like not the songs, which are very, this movie is effing nostalgic, alright? It's a very nostalgic film. When the Brother or Brother whatever song starts playing, that's, I get effing chills, you know, like, oh god, you're getting the goosebumps, you know, and then you get the, I guess the big scene with Pikachu, you know, quite literally beating up and slapping the other Pikachu, you know, the bad clone fighting the good version, and kind of seeing that, you know, again, having this big Pokemon versus Pokemon fight really shows Mewtwo not just that humans can be good, but that Pokemon, they're not just clones, you know, they're not just stupid animals that just say their name and fight. You know, that's not what it is. You know, that's what they do, but that's not who they are. And that's really what Mewtwo sees, is that, you know, the clone versions of Pikachu, right, just going crazy and beating up other Pikachus, that's just clone. You know, it's like you took Pikachu, but you stripped over his, you know, life and his, you know, his soul, I guess, and then you get the other Pikachu and the other Pokemon who aren't clones, and they, you know, it's really showing that animals, just like Pokemon, you know, like a dog, you know, your dog or my dog, they're not just dumb animals. They go, you know what I mean? What the hell is that? They don't just go, warp, bark, schnork, you know, they don't just go bark, bark all the time. They have feelings and souls and, you know, all that shit, and I think it's really cool that, you know, this movie showed it, you know what I mean? Because you're not expecting that, you know, you're just expecting a Pokemon movie, but the fact that they're kind of showing these different ideologies and different takes on, you know, different plot points is pretty freaking nuts. And, you know, the going back to the music, though, that scene where you know, evil Pikachu is kind of beating up the good Pikachu, man, I got chills, man. I didn't cry, but, like, holy Christ, you know what I mean? Like, Pokemon, if you're going to make someone tear up, a 22-year-old male cry at a Pokemon movie, you did something right. The music, the acting, you know, none of this is, like, the best animated film of all time, but for Pokemon, this is this is a gold standard right here. And then, you know, seeing all these different elements, and then, you know, all really coming together with that Pikachu, you know, our Pikachu, you know, the good one, you know, not fighting. And then you have the bad Pikachu, just like, stop fighting. And what really sells me on that scene is that bad Pikachu is not just fighting because he's told to. It's almost like what he believes, because he was raised on that. You know what I mean? Much like Mewtwo was raised to be a slave and to be violent, he kind of raises these slaves to do the same thing. And, you know, the scene where Pikachu's just kind of, you know, punching and slapping him, and you see tears in his eyes. He doesn't want to do it, You know what I mean? He's like, stop, go down, fight back, do something. And good Pikachu's just taking it like a champ, you know what I mean? You know? And then, it's not funny, it's actually pretty effing dramatic in the film, but, you know, bad Pikachu really is basically just like, they're trying to kill each other, you know? Pokemon fight to fight for sport. These ones are beating each other up to effing kill each other. And then, of course, Ash gets in the way. And, you know, Ash has been killed, quote-unquote killed, a million effing times. And every single time, they do it pretty good. But I think this was the best, you know? I mean, I think that, because they foreshadow it. And I never picked this up, but that one, like, Gal Gadot-sounding girl, whatever, at the Pokemon Center when the waves are going up. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something about, you know, tears healing, Pokemon tears healing, and all the Pokemon cry, Pikachu cries, and of course that's what heals Ash. So I never picked up on that, but that's a good plot point that kind of goes back to the the beginning of the film to the end of the film. And look, this movie, I mean, I want to call it a masterpiece. I mean, there's one or two lines. There's one or two, anime things in there, but this is a great film. It's a great Pokemon film. It's a great animated film. It's a great anime. I love it. And, I wasn't going to make a video on this, and it probably shouldn't have gotten this deep and, metaphorical and all that shit, but, it happened, so you did it, whatever. But it's a great film. It's funny, it's action-packed, it's got great dramatic moments, it's got great music, great acting, great animation. It's a great film. I do think, besides Detective Pikachu, this film, Pokemon, the first movie, or Mewtwo Strikes Back, whatever, I think this is the best Pokemon film that I've ever seen. So tell me in the comments what you think about Pokemon as a franchise. What's your favorite whatever. What's your favorite Pokemon movie? Again, mine would probably be Detective Pikachu, and then of course Pokemon the first movie. Very great film. I walked away. I always loved it, but now that I'm really kind of looking at it for review, I noticed a lot more things. The plot points and the themes and all that. Really freaking cool. So again, tell me in the comments what you think about Pokemon. And what was your first, kind of, how'd you get into the franchise? I think mine was probably my cousin, and then, watching this film and all that. So yeah, great franchise, great stuff, great film. And again, I wasn't going to make this review, but upon watching it, I'm like, I got to make this. And it blew me away. I want to say it's a masterpiece. I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give from F to an A+, I'd probably give it an A. Again, one or two really tiny things in there that just kind of, like a line or, something like that. Nothing, again, uber massive, but apart from one or two little critiques or one or two little moments, this is a great film. It's pretty much a perfect Pokemon movie. There's some Pokemon movies that are better than others, and some that I've seen that aren't that great, but this one really is freaking good. And if you have Pokemon, or if you like it, or you're just kind of maybe getting into it, watch. I know it's old, but watch it. It's a great film. And yeah, Pokemon the first movie, it's basically perfect. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to, maybe I'll watch one or two more, but, if you want me to review Detective Pikachu, tell me in the comments. Who knows, maybe I'll get to that. But yeah, look, again, I wasn't going to do this, but upon rewatching it, I really had to do it. It was a lot of fun. Really great film, and I was really shocked, and I came out of it really enjoying it. A lot more than what I already enjoyed it. It was a great movie. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.